that's your new baby now, Brian Kerle Basketball Academy. So just give us a little bit of feedback on what Brian Kerle's Basketball Academy actually is and does.
As the academy, I do coaching at 7 different clubs up at Harvey Bay, out at Rowe, clubs up in Ipswich, where I go in and do 8-week programs for them, helping at a couple of schools that have got academies in the school as a subject. Basketball is a subject. I'm doing programs in there for them. I do work at the Murray School at Acacia Ridge, the Indigenous kids there once a week, and also with Trinity Girls School, which is a school for young Indigenous women who've dropped out of school and, you know, in society. And they're great girls. I do a session a week with them, and well, you know, they tell me what they want, but I listen. I don't mind. They're girls, and but they have fun, and it's all about having fun. It's no regiment there. But I've got. I'm going out to Cunnamulla in a month's time to do 4 days out there to help with the drug problem out there, and you know, I've got a not-for-profit organisation, community mentoring and coaching, and I'll be taking other Indigenous people out there with me. You know, when I work with the government, there's 36 Indigenous communities in Queensland, and I probably covered about 25, 30 of them in the 12 years I worked there. So that's important to me to keep that work going. And after the championships now, I've got Mackay, Emerald, Gladstone, Rocky, Bundaberg, Gympie, places like that, Blackwater, Roma want me out there again, Dalby, Charleville, Gundawin. That's what I want to do. I want to get out to all these places.
One of your passions too is working with underprivileged, low socioeconomic now, also helping players find pathways. Really, sport is always a plan B. As you just said, you know, you're doing well at the Bullets and you got sacked. Professional sports can be harsh at the best of times, and it can be thankless at the best of times as well. But it's the people that you see going on to do great things, whether it be in the sporting arena or outside of sport. I guess that's a motivation for you, and that still is a motivation?
A great motivation. I get so excited since I've been doing these Indigenous clinics, which I get a lot of support from Indigenous agencies and that. December 15 was the first one. This year I had 15 kids that have started or come through my clinics that are playing representative basketball now. Representative basketball. I'm not saying that we've done all of it, but they've been involved with me. I've got another 8 kids, 10 kids that are playing club basketball, weren't playing before. I've got kids from foster care, I've got kids at risk, I've got kids that in the justice system that I do work. I do work with a young lad up in Waco, trying to give him something. You know, he's been in there 5 years, but he loves basketball. You know, I take him to games and things like that. It's not about winning championships with me. It's not about winning. Last year I helped save a young Indigenous lad's life. He wanted to take his own life, but he comes to my Indigenous clinics and found that he was wanted here, and that kid is making great progress now. That's better than winning any championship or going to the Olympics to me. How do you value that? You know, how do you value that? You know, like, people come to me and tell me they're all their bad luck and they're not feeling well and things like that, or they got a cork thigh or something. Hey, you know, this kid, and the letter that mother wrote to me, so indebted to me, and we never made it public or anything like that, and never mentioned names, but to think that I was part of that, it makes me feel good.
I'm imagine 52 years experience in the sport, that you get a lot of that, where there's influence there that you didn't even realise, or impact you've had on people's lives that you didn't even know.
There is, and Craig, I don't go seeking publicity on it, and I don't make a big thing of it or anything like that, but yeah, there is a lot of kids that I probably have impacted on. Danny is my real success story. You know, super guy. Larry Sandstock, you know, we had some great times together we won 4 championships together, and 2 at St Kilda, 2 here. And Larry is one of the greatest basketballs of Australia, sort of thing, and a lot of time for him. But yeah, look, but you know, these guys do it themselves. You know, like it's like me, what I did. You know, people supported me and all that, but I did it myself because I wanted to do it. And you know, with Indigenous work now, you know, it's taken up a lot of my time, but I'm enjoying it. I'm also doing some work now with a couple of Muslim schools, teaching kids there basketball. They love it. That's another challenge for me. I love doing different things. And the more I can do, the better I feel if I can make that difference out there. And You know, I just think that we've got so much talent, and Australia's going to be dominated by the African kids, and especially our basketball team. You only got to look at the big fella over at Milwaukee. They're all going to want to play like him. It's like when Yao Ming made it in China. All the Chinese wanted to be Yao Ming, and look how basketball exploded there. So we've got to help those kids to be able to play, afford to be able to play, and give them all the incentive. And it's the same thing with Indigenous kids. So that's and we've got so much Muslim population now, which is fantastic. So we're going to be represented in Olympics and world titles by these national. They're going to be Australians. They are Australians, but let's get used to it. But let's work with them and help them to integrate with our system and support them more.
I'd say your passion's been showing through the whole, through everything you do, and it always seems that you, even though the sport has changed, you've evolved with the sport, but you've always found a niche or an area or an aspect. Even with your sports store, you always were looking to be involved in some capacity, whether you were coaching or not. Do you see that that's the way it'll be for you till the day you die? It sounds a terrible thing.
But look, don't worry about it. You talk about, people ask me, what, you're 70, I'm 72, and I'm proud of it, and the only thing I'm disappointed at the moment, I've got to get a knee replacement and I can't play in the Masters, the World Masters. I was supposed to be in Auckland this week, and I was supposed to go to Tuscany in July, and I can't go. That's killing me. Because I love going out to these kids and saying, hey, what do you mean you've got a sore foot? I said, I'm 72, I'm still running up and down a court, and I love getting out on the floor, as you know. So that's important to me, to be able to do those things and to be healthy, because I'm trying to get people active and stay healthy and things like that, and it can be done. It can be done, and look, like I said, you're a long time lying down, and I don't want to be lying down, and I just love the game so much, and I love being around that young people environment, because they keep you young. I don't want to be sitting around talking to 70, 75-year-olds and they're talking about their ailments, and such died today. So I'm not interested in that. I want that positive outlook once more. So that's what I'm all about.